Now to the Tractor system. The Tractor system's worked quite well. It's get in there. The website is a separate website from the LSC website. It's our own Simply Book system that we pay for, and we're adapting it. It's constantly being updated, but we've adapted it to a level that we think is usable at the moment. There is a link to it within the members area of the LSC website. You can get to it from there, or you can take, there was in the last mailing, there was a link to it there. I would suggest that you add that link to your favorites or bookmark it, which depends on what system you're using, and then go directly into the booking site. That'll save you an awful lot of time. Add it to your favorites, etc. If I can just show you what happens, you should be able to hear me, and I'm going to share a screen now, hopefully. Right. When you get there, this is the first page that you see. So there's an option, show us on a map, etc. About us, opening times. The opening times are set there. That's partly for the timings for bookings. And there is a link at the very bottom for your personal data that's held by this system. Obviously, unless you've signed in, it won't hold anything for you. This gives you an option up here of home page, any reviews you want to leave. We've had one very favorable review left for us, and your bookings. If you haven't signed in or logged in for the first time, that won't happen. Let's get back to it again, Liverpool Sailing Club. This icon here is where you can sign in after you've initially signed up, if that makes sense. So initially you've got to sign up and register. After that, you just can sign in here directly. So let's check it out. We've got show on map here, obviously. And now to get to the first time you ever go onto the site, you need to register. And to get there, just go as though you're going to book in. So it's book now. And you'll see two types of launch. Let's look at the self-launch first. There's a bit more information there. That will be updated later today. That gives you the current rules that are going on and how to work this system. Okay, I will update that as and when is needed. So self-launch, this is where you don't need a tractor. And we would ask that you fill this in whenever you're going to launch, whether we are as a committee are going to be there or an IOD is going to be there, just so that we've got a record. We need to keep some sort of records for the track and trace. This will give us a certain amount of that. We are hoping to add another section where you just went down to work on your boat, and you can fill this in online as well. But for now, self-launch, click the select button, and it gives you several options. Obviously, I'm a powerboat, so I'm going to pick powerboat, select. And along the top here, it gives you the available days. Self-launch is available 7 days a week. Okay, there's not a problem there. There was a limit at first, but we've changed it now. It's available 7 days a week, and there's no limit to the bookings or number of bookings or members that can book on that particular day. So this is going to book me a powerboat launch. Let's pick a day. Let's just say next Tuesday the 30th. Click to book. And this is now the page where you can sign up, register. Once you've filled this in, sign up and continue, and it will then accept you into the system and confirm your booking. You will get an email for it. I get an email for it. I think one of the other administrators, he will get an email as well, telling me that you've booked, telling me that you reserved it. And you will also, just the day before, or it works out about midnight the night before actually, that you'll get a reminder that you have booked. So that is the self-launch system. It's quite straightforward. It also tells you, say the 30th there, you can change the day. It tells you here if it's available or not. There may be circumstances where we say the launch isn't available, and then what we'll do is we'll just knock that day off the calendar, and it won't allow you to book that date. So let's go back now and back again. And if you look at the assisted launch, this is where you want a tractor to launch you, which isn't a problem. But again, there's the instructions here. Okay. And then just click select. Select your type of boat. Okay, is a section here for other things. But again, I'm a powerboater. And you'll see that nothing is available at the moment because I've knocked Saturday and Sunday off on the admin. But it would be exactly the same. You'll see days highlighted that you can book. Once you click on it, click to book, and it will take you the first time to register. After that, you just log in and go straight to the booking page that you want. It's fairly straightforward. I can't see many problems with it, to be honest. It won't come up with anything at the moment because I knocked the Saturday and Sunday off purely for this Saturday and Sunday because there's no water. Unfortunately, some of you will book a day, and if it's just for one person, it's not going to be a viable thing to have an OOD down there, a tractor driver, and a banksman just for one boat. It's just not going to be a viable thing. So you might find that you book a particular day that is available. It's only because I haven't had a chance to knock it off, or we are waiting to see how many people book on that day. I might have to contact you and say, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Please find another day. So that will be sort of an ad hoc thing. So I would suggest that you select your days and see if I don't come back to you sort of straight away and say, no, you can't have that. Just go for it and assume that it will be going through. And we'll take it from there. I can't see any other problems with the website here or on this particular website. But if you do, again, just drop me an email and it should be okay. It has to be said, I don't see the passwords. So you'd have to go through the rigmarole of the forgotten password if you can't remember it. So the only information I see is your name and your email address, I think, and the day you signed up. I think that's all there is that I get to see. So the only other way around it is I have to zap your membership and you re-log in again. I think that's it. So just have a look around this site. You can't break anything. You might end up with lots of bookings. If you book something and then decide you don't want it anymore, you can either from your confirmation email or come back into the system and go to My Bookings, which is up here, My Bookings, and you can cancel the booking. And it just comes up on our system, Mr. X's or Mrs. X's booking on so-and-so day, self-launch, cancelled. And that's fine. That means we're not expecting you. So let's take it from there and see how we go. Let's turn this off for a minute. Obviously, with the tractor launch and self-launch booking page, we're hoping that this will become a normal even after COVID. We'll need it for the tractor launching, but it's also an idea that we have a record of who's launched or who planned to launch, especially on days where there's no one at the club. In the old clubhouse, it's like talking about during the war, but in the old clubhouse, there was a book that you could sign in. Within the clubhouse, everyone had a key to get in, so the equivalent of the outside toilet now, and you could sign it, say I've launched on so-and-so day. That was okay, apart from the fact, if no one went down to read the book, they wouldn't know you were missing. So this is a bit more of an active system than that I can, sitting at home, know that you were planning to launch. And then if the Coast Guard contact me and say so-and-so has been reported missing, I can say, yes, they were planning to launch from LSC. I won't have any more details than that, but at least it's a start for them. And they can see how they're going. Again, I would suggest self-launching on days with no one else with you, that you contact the Coast Guard, let them know you're launching as well. That gives us a backup, gives you a backup, and also consider the RYA Safe Track scheme. It's just common sense. You were all doing it before the COVID restrictions came in. Let's just start doing it again. And that's it for today. I will do a quick update if something spectacular changes with when the actual laws and the legislation comes out regarding what happens after July the 4th. But from what we've received so far, we don't expect too many other changes that will affect us. So we'll keep it at this, where we are scrapping the 2-boat rule. The clubhouse is still shut. No guests or visitors still on site. Excuse me. And we'll take it from there. The weather's glorious. I hope you enjoy your time on the water. Take care. See you soon. Ta-da.